Okay, I'm going to walk us through the solutions to the exercises for the Logo 1 activity. I want to go through them in reverse order. So rather than going by the order in which they were given, I'm going to show you the draw face algorithm, and then we'll break it down into the parts that contribute to it. So notice that I'm calling the draw face from the button draw.click. So when I click on the button over here, it will draw my face. Let's see how that works. Let's look at the draw face procedure. This is an algorithm that calls several procedures to draw a face. But notice how it's broken down into parts so that it's very easy to understand the algorithm rather than to see details such as exact steps required to draw the left eye and the right eye and the mouth and so forth. So this is a nice example of using procedural abstraction to break a procedure down into its component parts, making it easier to design and develop and also easier to understand once you've got it working. So let's go through each of these. Square 100, we use a for each number loop, and we iterate or we repeat 4 times the task of drawing a line of length 100 and then turning right by 90 degrees. By having a procedure line 100, which I'll open up here, and it is simply a loop from 1 to 10 of going forward 10 times. So remember, the forward procedure advances the Android by 10 pixels. This will advance it by 100. So to draw the outline of the face, we just simply draw a square of size 100. To draw, position and draw the left eye, that is a matter of picking the pen up, figuring out exactly where we have to move to position the turtle, and then drawing the eye as a square 20. So we position the turtle with all these steps. There's 6 steps, and then we draw a square 20 for the left eye. To draw the right eye, we again position the turtle by picking the pen up, moving forward, putting the pen down, and then drawing a square of 20 for the right eye. For the mouth, similar approach. Pick up the pen, position the turtle, in other words, go to the location where the mouth has to be drawn, put the pen down, and then in this case it's just forward twice to draw a line of size 20 pixels. Then finally, we want to leave the Android in the right position at the end of drawing the face, which is the same position from which it started. So we, again, pick up the pen. When we finally get the Android positioned properly, we put the pen down again. And that leaves the Android in the same position as when it started. The important thing about these solutions are 2 things, really. We're using loops effectively to reduce the amount of code we have to write, of repetitious code. So drawing lines we can use for each number loop. A line of length 80 is 8 repetitions of going forward. A line of 30 would be 3 repetitions. And then we can, once we've defined these procedures, we can use them in our other procedures. So for example, we use the line 100 procedure to draw a square of 100. And in addition to the repetition, the second part of this lesson that's important is the use of procedures this way to break a problem down into parts and then define a procedure to handle different subtasks of the problem and hiding the details of that subtask in the procedure. So if you do this consistently in the design of your apps, you'll not only reduce the complexity of your apps, of your code, but you'll also improve its readability. You'll be much better able to understand your own code, and others will be much better able to understand your code days later or weeks later when you go back and look at it again. Procedural abstraction is a very important concept in learning to program, and we're going to be making use of it throughout the rest of the course.